Hey everyone, do apologize for the lack of uploads recently. As you can see, I'm in my new office now. Had a big house move, which took up a lot of my time, but back to a regular upload schedule now. Hope you guys can forgive me for that. Today, I'm going to be doing a completely one-off video, a raw one-take video, hopefully, an update video of sorts about everything about me, my YouTube channel here, my poker, my life, what I've been doing, what I plan to do, and why I'm here. This is an update video, like a new chapter in my life I want to start, and this is hopefully the start of that. So, over the last few years, my life has honestly been extremely crazy. And if I was to go back 5 years, I could have never envisioned what has happened. So, to give you a few cliffs, I moved to India from the UK. We moved actually house several times, but the long and short of it is that we moved from the UK to India permanently. I got married. I had my first baby, my first son. We are due to have a second baby next month. And as of just very recently, we built our own house here in India. The final kind of like move, let's say. We moved several times, but just from property one to property two, now we've actually built our own house, which was very timely. And if you guys have ever done that, it's a real challenge. Um, and honestly, throughout that journey, poker took a real backseat. 5 years ago, my life was just poker, poker, poker. I was living, eating, breathing, sleeping, poker. Everything about me was just poker. I had no life. I was very overweight and I was enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like downsell that, but my life was poker. I then met my now wife in the UK. She is from India, but she was in the UK on studies doing a master's degree. We kind of just met on chance. And when it was time for her to go back, and the relationship was very serious, I had the choice: do I follow her back to India or do I stay in the UK? And I've always been someone who would do what was right by me, not what was necessarily easy. And I followed her back to India. Um, we then got married. We had a first baby. Yada yada. I've said that already. And something primal, I guess, happened to me over the few years where that person who was just poker obsessed, who wanted to become the new Linus, took a back seat. I really struggled with that intense way of living. Even though I was only doing poker, it still felt quite intense playing high stakes and battling. I was not able to execute well doing that when I was all of a sudden becoming responsible for my wife and then this small human that I had never had any experience with. So yeah, I think that is a quite a primal thing, at least in me, where my mindset went from being extremely ambitious with poker to just wanting to provide for my family. I think is the best way to describe that. Over the last year, though, even though my second baby is coming next month, my feet are now grounded. I'm secure. I've got my new house, which we built. Again, not to brag about that, but like that's a big thing for me. And now I just feel like I'm ready to go back to my previous self to a degree. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a father and a husband, and I need to be responsible to those people before anything else. But I want to get back to high stakes. I know that I don't have what it takes to become the new Linus, but I believe I have what it takes to get to high stakes and to be a big name in poker. That is my goal. So that's what I plan to do here on YouTube. Um, Currently, I'm playing between NL 500 and NL 3K, and I'm going to get back to playing minimum of NL 1K up to 10K, 20K, and I want to make $1 million playing online poker. I actually started this journey last August, but that coincided with then learning about my wife's second pregnancy and building this house, and basically poker then took again a back seat for these other things that were last August. I didn't know about these two things happening, and they were huge. So I'm going to basically kickstart that challenge again, taking the results from before. I'm not starting the challenge again, but in my mind, I almost am, with like the new phase in my life. I'll quickly flash you the results on screen. I'll show you my tracker. So the challenge started the 1st of August last year, 2024. So far, even though we're 8 months later, I'm down 40k, which is not great. Down 10k in EV, just unfortunately below EV. Buy-in wise doesn't seem so unhealthy, up about 30 buy-ins. Yeah, exactly 30 buy-ins. But running below EV, running bad at high stakes, after everything, I believe it calculates to be around minus 10k with rate back and whatnot. So the goal is to make $1 million plus the 10k. We're doing poker, cash games, poker tournaments, and the rate back and selling action. I'm not including buying action, but if I sell action, that will be included. So everything that I make from the tables, basically. My goal is to do that and also showcase the journey here. There's something that attracts me to wanting to share with others. I don't know what that is, but it's something that I've always had. I even made videos on YouTube before poker when I was playing video games. I've always been someone that wanted to share the journey, and now it's kind of twofold, maybe even threefold. The first one is, I guess, for myself, I want to have something to kind of watch back. Secondly, I want to share the journey to help other people. Sincerely, if there are any people out there who are either professionals coming up or semi-pro or not even professional at all and they're learning poker, I want this channel and my brand to be a place that you can learn about poker. Um, Probably it's going to be mainly be quite high level poker. It's not really addressed to be like entry level, but if you are playing like 100 an hour and you're wondering if you're stuck and how to get higher, I hope this can be a place to learn, not just about strictly content, strictly strategy, but also the journey it takes, the on the table journey, off the table journey, the highs, the lows, how to cope with it mentally, physically even. I lost a lot of weight in the last few years, and I feel like that's a big attribute to being a good poker player, is to be physically and mentally fit. So yeah, that's what I'm here to do, is to kind of share my journey, get back to high stakes, and hopefully show you how I'm doing it, so that maybe a few people out there can emulate and have success themselves. So immediately my goals for the future are get back to high stakes. I want to become one of the best players, and I want to share the journey along the way. That's going to be through live plays, VOD reviews, having friends on, just kind of whatever I think is relevant to get back to high stakes, I'm going to try and share here. So long ramble aside, probably there's no one watching still. Um, I'm now in India. I'm settled. I'm secure. I've learned to an extent the local language, and I want to take another crack at high stakes, and I want to share the journey along the way. So I hope that was in some way insightful to you. Probably not, mainly to me. Um, Regular uploads will be going like normal now. There are going to be a few uploads that I've already recorded that I will put after this in my old office. But yeah, anyway, there's nothing more to say. Hope you did enjoy the video. Be back with regular uploads in the future. It's been myself, Lou Johnson, for Know Your Poker. Any feedbacks, any comments, any questions, leave them down below. I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye for now.